Hi everybody. So today we're going to talk about Monday because it's Monday and it's hot as Fanta outside, and it's just already been a day. I had to take Charles to the vet to have some blood work done, and here we are. So it is 4:30, almost 5 o'clock now at this point, and I'm just now getting to the point where I can do this today, after kids and cats, and cats are the kids, but anyway, yeah, so today is going to be another color day. We're going to talk about Vedic astrology in the sense of planets / moons, whatever, that way. And we are going to pull a moonology card, and then I'll read it at the end of the video. Words, they're difficult today. As I've told y'all before, I am just going to wing it on for most of these. There's no editing. You just get the raw me. That sounds wrong. Anyway, if there is a crack or something in this video, it's because there's a crack in my screen protector on my phone, so I couldn't see anything. But if you do see something, I am very sorry for that. Again, I'm also really sorry that the AC is fairly loud. I need to get a new computer so that I can video these on my computer, because I have a really nice mic, whatever, that hooks up to the computer. And then the last few times that I did actually use that, the videos weren't as clear, I believe. So I'm doing them on my phone. We'll see how long that lasts because my phone's full. Also, I have shit going on my face, so please ignore me. This is just how it is. It's a hot day outside. I've stayed a little busy since I woke up, and I don't know if y'all know or care, really, at this point. I'm just rambling and doing a check-in, I guess. That's what we do now. That I usually don't go to sleep till 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I wake up at like 1, sometimes 2. Which I hate. I want to change that, but so far, this is where I'm at. Since our internet is back and forth and in and out and all that stuff. So, fun times. Today we're going to talk about, Mondays. Why do people not like Mondays? Honestly, why do they not like Mondays? Well, I've never really been a huge hater on Mondays. It's the idea of going back to work, I suppose. And suddenly now I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, so I'll be back. There is going to be an edit, I guess, because I'm not going to do that. Alrighty then, here we are again. My glasses keep falling because it's fucking hot, y'all. Alright, so today, Monday. Why do people hate Mondays? Because they have to go back to work, duh. Other than that, yeah, I think I would, personally, I believe, I always hated Mondays because I have to get up early in the morning again. That's just me. Even though I do my best work when I get up earlier, I really struggle to do that. So, story of my life, and there goes my glasses. So I might look like a granny half the way through this video. I might take them off. I don't know. We'll see, because I'm sweating balls. With that said, Monday. Other reasons why people really don't like Mondays are mostly because it's, I think it's mostly because it's going back to work and stuff. You know, you're having to adult again, and adulting is a pain in the ass. So, yeah, it sucks. And with all of that said, I'm getting distracted by things, squirrels everywhere today. It's usually a what the fuck was that? Oh, it's usually a highly emotionally charged day, because it is linked to the feminine energy in general, and Monday is named from, because today the planet, astrological whatever, is not a planet, it's moon. So today's planet thing is a moon. Why is this difficult for me to come up with? Anyway, the moon is in charge of today, okay? So, and if any of y'all know any of that about what the moon means, moon is very much connected to emotions. So, if you think about like your, in astrology, so you have the sun, moon, and your rising sign or ascendant. I was gonna say astringent. No. Anyway, so your moon is really your emotional side. So I am a Cancer moon. So I'm highly emotional when I am emotional, because that's a Cancer way of life. But with that said, that's just the most thing they're known for. And I'm rambling. So today is connected to the moon. The colors today are white, silver, and light blue. I also just believe, generally speaking, wear lighter colors. If we're talking about color therapy wise, think about how lighter colors make you feel. They usually make you feel light. I mean, lighter colors, pastels are really important today. And again, you can kind of mix in whatever color you prefer. I have on tan today just because I've gained weight with all the Charles and all that stuff. I stopped working out and I was all excited because I was starting to lose weight again. Not a lot, but over the last couple of years, many of us have gained weight. Some people have lost weight, and I hate them. I'm just kidding. I don't hate people. With that said, I'm wearing tan today because this shirt didn't look bad on me. And it's just kind of how I went with it. So I don't think it really matters if you're specifically wearing white, silver, or light blues. Again, pastels are really nice. Tan, light tan. This is more like a brownish silver. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But anyway, so just figure out what works for you, but go within the lighter realm. That's my recommendation, because it tends to lighten your mood, make you feel a little bit easier, unless you're that kind of person. Because again, I always tell y'all, I see connections where there may not be connections for people. I think that's a clairsentient kind of thing. I see things that aren't actually there. I see connections and things that are not there, and trying to explain it can sometimes be really difficult for me. But I don't know, I see things like that. And I like things. Yeah, I don't, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Highly recommend just wear colors lighter that will work for you, okay? And because today is connect to feminine energy and the moon, you want to balance that out. And a lot of times if you have a lot of emotions really, really high, let's say you're even on your period during this day, it's Shark Week, whatever, that's what I call it, you might want to add in some even more feminine energy going on. Sometimes if you're feeling too lovey-dovey or too emotional, not angry emotional, because there's different sides. And I hate to say angry emotional is more masculine, but that's kind of how people sense the energies. Because masculine energy can be emotional as well, okay? So, but generally speaking, when men get angry, get emotional, they get mad rather than sad. Not always, okay? Generally speaking, when you think about emotional energy for men, it's too girly to be emotional. So, and vulnerable. So vulnerability in our society, I'm not saying this is correct, okay? I'm saying generally speaking, that's how many of us are raised to believe that feminine energy is for women. But actually, if you look at genetics and things like that, men also have to have a balance of estrogen. So without that, they can be too angry. And so that's why it's more associated with like the masculine energy. Again, just however you see it. This is more of like I can't explain it. It's like a visual thing for me, but it's not. It's just connections that I see. So men tend to get angry when they're emotional, or they're upset, or they're depressed. That's why a lot of times they won't tell you that they're depressed. They don't know how to explain it that way. And they'll refuse to say that they have depression, but they're angry. And that's really a lack of estrogen. Sometimes that's too much. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I could go into this forever, and it's already been 7 minutes. Anyway, moving on. So today is a feminine energy kind of thing. Again, you can balance it out. If it feels too feminine, add in some masculine crystals, okay? So remember we've talked about, remember, I'm not gonna post the Thursday one yet. I'm gonna go ahead and start on Monday. I was gonna start on Thursday because what the fuck, but here we are. I don't know, maybe. So I'm just gonna retell you anyway. So it's all about balance, creating balance. So sometimes people will say, since today is feminine energy, you want to balance it out, or you can add additional feminine energy in. It depends on you, where you're at, your body type, your current situation. So I always recommend people don't listen to what people are always, even what I'm saying. You have to think about what you're going through currently and then weigh that by what I'm saying in this. So today is about honoring the feminine energy. It really is strong in the feminine energy. Emotions run high, whatever that may be. If your emotions are mad or angry, you might want to find lighter colors, more feminine things to balance out anger or aggression, things like that. If you're feeling too vulnerable, too feminine, too soft, I'm not saying men can't be soft, okay? It's just an energy thing. I'm just trying to explain, okay? If you're feeling too soft, then go for a more masculine energy type of crystals. And again, pink is not necessarily a feminine thing. We in our society really see pink as a feminine thing, but it really is masculine as well. Rhodonite, rhodochrosite, those are masculine energy crystals. So if you're having struggles today with vulnerability and feeling too soft, grab rhodonite, grab some rhodochrosite. Even though they are pink, highly connected to the feminine, they are actually masculine energy crystals and really great to balance out those emotions right now in that energy. Hi, Sterling. So again, today is about honoring that feminine side to you. If you're scared of it, then balance it out in some way. But I also recommend that if you're not ready or in a place where you can process that stuff, then maybe hold on to it and spend some time alone today. Journal about it. Allow yourself to get into the vulnerability side of yourself, to honor that, because it's okay to be soft. It's okay to have vulnerability, even if you're too scared to show people that, whatever that may be. Allow yourself to have compassion for those emotions and that side of you. That's what today is for. And remember, stuffing it is never a good idea. Maybe at work, but within reason. If you're having some things come up, go to your space and write it down. I don't know, go outside and speak in your notes, make a voice note for yourself, whatever it may be. So today is about inspiration, and inspiration comes from that yin energy. So yin and yang. Yin is a feminine energy, okay? And I don't know if y'all remember this about me or if y'all know this about me. I am very much drawn to yin yang kinds of energy. Complete opposites. I think that's the Gemini side of my ascendant, because my ascendant is Gemini. I think you feel like that's part of me, a big part of me. I really love contrast, lots of contrasting things. I love seeing duality and stuff. I'm very drawn to those. So yin energy is very feminine, and so if you know anything about Waning, Waning is a, how do I say it? Bodhisattva, haha, which is a female Buddha, basically, in Buddhism. And there's 33 versions of this deity. You can see them in different carvings. I actually have a red clay Waning, and then I have some Taguna nut, which is a version of, they call it ivory, but it's not ivory, it's a Taguna nut. Carvings that are Waning, and she is the goddess of compassion, and there's about 33 different versions of that, which actually, interestingly enough, began as a male and transformed into the feminine over time. I don't remember the exact details of these. I have so many different things that I'm learning always that I don't remember the details of those things. So I just know there's 33 different versions of Waning, and Waning did begin as a male and transformed into the female form. And I do remember that Waning is best placed in your home near the door to welcome and bless and protect the people that enter your home. Again, Waning, or yin energy, is feminine and is known for compassion. So today is about compassion. It's about being inspired, and again, having compassion for those emotions that come up for many of us, and a lot of people are really scared of. So now moving on to colors. So today's color, as I said, is silver, white, and light blues, or some pastels. But crystal wise, you want to stick with some of those lighter colors, like I said. Don't be afraid of using crystals that are not connected to the moon. So generally speaking, crystals that are connected to the moon are any kind of moonstone, and I'm wearing my favorite moonstone, sterling silver moonstone pendant today. I love it so much. He's so pretty. I'm also wearing Hyper's theme. That's to balance out my anxious energy, and it is actually really connected to the spiritual side. So if you're really wanting to do some deep work, this is a really great crystal for doing so. It's very expensive though, okay? But I've been really drawn to it lately because I've also been seeing angel numbers everywhere, which is not a norm for me, but I've been seeing them like all over. And I've been having that whole feeling that I'm working and moving in the right direction for my life, even though sometimes I feel all over the fucking place. So again, highly recommend moonstone. I also have this really high quality, actually you can't really see it on here. It's a necklace, but I usually like to wear them as bracelets, but it's too big, so I'm doing this. Now, I don't recommend doing the finger here, because today is actually connected to, ironically enough, the ring finger. It's not ironic. That's the misuse of that word, but interesting. Maybe it's like, no, whatever. So it's not about marriage or whatever, but I guess females typically, I don't know. But I didn't put it on this finger because I have a ring on it. So also pearls are highly recommended in Vedic medicine, to wear them on your ring finger. It doesn't matter what hand. Ring fingers, we'll go into that later date. I can't remember the details of this, okay? It's been so long since I went through all my Ayurvedic stuff. I need to go into that some more, but today is more about apparently rambling today. So wear your pearls on your ring finger, okay? Yeah, so can't remember why, but there you go. Ring finger pearls, bam. Hypersthene for spiritual connection, and now we have clouds, and that's where we're at. You also want to fill your house with white flowers today if you're a flower person. Gardenias, yes, those are white. So I would go with that. I would even venture off to say that if you wear gardenia, or if you have gardenia body spray, that would, or any kind of spray related to white flowers, and this is just the clairsentient part of the connections that I see, I would recommend that today would be one of those days. So in connection to the same colors of the week, if you know a flower or a scent that is related to that in some way, I would venture to say that day would be the day to wear them. So today, if you have gardenia, you would wear that today, okay? I'm so sorry. Anyway, moving on. I am going to share, per usual, I say usual, I've only done this video once. I'm going to share some of my favorite crystals that I have that are in relation to the crystals that you should carry today. Now, I've talked about this quite a bit on my Instagram. I am a big person on carrying pocket pieces. That's how this started for me, is always carrying them in my pocket, and then, you know, I hold them, and that's just how it goes. So after COVID, I wasn't really carrying pocket pieces because my favorite black moonstone piece, when I moved in here, dropped it on the tile floor and broke it, and I was very upset about it. So I have a new one, and I love it, and I carry it now. I just started carrying them again. I do have, these were amazing. I got them from Tucson, and you don't see them very often out there. This quality of black moonstone that I adore. Is it going to show up? See how that silver from the feldspar, that shimmer is just amazing. So I tend to like flatter pieces that will sit against my big ass hips, so it doesn't poke out and make you look bigger. So I have that in my pocket today, and then I also have skullicite, which I don't know if you could possibly see it's not gonna focus. There's a shimmer in skullicite that I really love, and it is a beautiful white color. I do have a bunch of these tumbles, and I have a couple of the rough skullicites. I don't recommend carrying them in your pocket though. I don't even know how you would do that. But yeah, that's what I have in my pocket today. Skullicite and black moonstone. Moonstone's really great. Honestly, I'm a big believer that even though moonstone's connected directly to the moon, and so are the other crystals we're going to talk about here, that doesn't mean that you should only use those crystals today. Again, use what works for you, but if you're really listening to color therapy and you're really focusing on how colors really affect you, then I would stick with the colors. That doesn't necessarily mean that they can't be connected, that they have to be connected to the moon. They don't have to be connected to the moon to influence you if you're following color therapy. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. For instance, tree agate is very white, so I mean, you can't carry this around obviously, but I really love tree agate quite a bit actually. So I highly recommend this. I do have some more of these tree agate skulls in stock. I also have some larger tree agate palms. They're not really palms. They're about the size of this, which is a big piece. I mean, I wouldn't carry it in my pocket. But anyway, tree agate's really beautiful. And I highly recommend it for today as well. It's a great balance, and I find that if you find some of the tree agate pieces with quartz in them, like the shimmery quartz part of it, because it is quartz, but the shimmery part of it, because agate is a version of, anyway, we're not going to go into the science of it, but I love when you see the shimmery part of quartz with agate. Anyway, highly recommend those for today. Basically anything that looks like glitter, shimmer, flash, today is your day. And again, I know those are typically connected to the feminine, and that doesn't mean that males of any sort or non-binary can't benefit as well. I'm just telling you that in history, basically anything pretty that catches your eye today, because it distracts you, squirrel, is highly recommended. So labradorite is also one on the books for today that you can use. Flashy flash, flashity flash, flash, flash. Selenite and optical calcite are also extremely, extremely beneficial for today. Why? Selenite is a cleanser. And as I've always said, I am hugely drawn to things that are transparent. That's just who I am, because I'm a very transparent person. I'm very straightforward. I'm honest. Those are values, really, really deep-seated values that are important in my life. So I'm drawn to transparent crystals. And this is my favorite selenite window. Remember, selenite is really, this is true selenite. I love it. Strap it to me and walk around today with it. But highly, 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 highly recommend. You need to get yourself a true selenite piece. The selenite you normally see is actually satin spar. If you don't know that already, it's satin spar. It is not actually, it's not the same makeup. It doesn't have the same makeup of it as it. Correction, same makeup, different construction, basically, the way it grows. So this is true selenite, highly, highly recommend. I do have a bunch of large pieces in the shop that are available. They are pricey, but they are amazing. I also really love this one. I got this from one of my favorite crystal shops that I love, Cape Cod Crystals. This is a, words, they escaped me today. Fishtail selenite. Come on. Oh, this light, it's so bright. So this is fishtail selenite. It's just how it grows. It looks a little funky. And I think it's really cool. So I've had this quite a bit. I'm blind. Highly recommend as well. It's a great piece. Now, I don't know if you're new to seeing me. I'm a big believer. I really like the pieces. God, I am mental today. I'm sorry. We're just going to keep trucking. I like pieces that fit and have like a scoop at the bottom where I can hold them, and it's just how it fits in my hand. It's a certain thing, and I really love that. So selenite, really great for clearing. Optical calcite is also exceptional. This is my most prized possession of optical calcite. Come on. Rainbows, come here. The rainbows galore. I can't make it show you my rainbows. Why am I singing? I don't know. Optical calcite. I do have some rough optical calcite, which is not as gorgeous as the polished versions. This is really hard to do it this way, by the way. Anyway, this has tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of rainbows. You need to be on this side to really see them because the light is out there. Too bad for you. God, I am on something today. I'm really not, but it's just, it's a day. Anyway, so optical calcite, also highly recommend. I have some in the shop, some smaller spheres. I really, really want to show you this side. It's freaking amazing. I want to show you. I still have the sticker because, you know, I put a sticker on it and then I said, nope, I'm keeping it. All right, I am. Yes. I could look at this all day, y'all. So, again, glittery, shiny, rainbowy things today, I believe, because it makes you happy. And even though they're connected mostly to the feminine because we like glitter and all that jazz and stuff, I just think it's soothing. So if you're feeling overly emotional, grab some things. Are you feeling overly emotional, Sterling? Grab some things that make you happy. And yeah, live your best life today. Oh my God. And I smell hair burning because the cat didn't realize what he was doing. Excellent. What does it look like whenever I do this? Y'all, O-M. Okay. All right, so we had to put his tail out. It's very it smells real fun in here. Anyway, so I hope that helped. So optical calcite, highly recommended. Yeah, moving on to the moonstone stuff. So I have, like I said, this is my best piece of moonstone for my pocket pieces. Highly recommend. I do have a couple of these left, but they're not as flashy as this piece. And no, I'm not giving it up. Nice try. No scar. And again, even though today is a light colored kind of day, I don't know about y'all, but I'm super duper drawn to black moonstone. I don't know if it's because a lot of times you'll get black moonstone and it's not this super shiny silver sheen on there. Sometimes you'll get this darker color of sheen, and the darker color, if you look really closely up, if you look up in there real close, it's actually, see how this is silver? There's some that have a gold shimmer, and if you zoom in, it's actually sunstone. I didn't know that until I zoomed in during the live, and I've had some for a while. So I highly recommend those depending on what you're looking for. I actually have bought, before I opened my shop, I have about 5 or 6 black moonstone spheres, and it's really not something you see very often. And I really want to get some black moonstone bracelets, and I have yet to find them, and maybe that's because I haven't been looking for a while because I have so many things already. With that said, highly recommend black moonstone, even though it is a lighter colored type of day. It's one of my go-tos, and I find that it's really important for me because the darker color, even though it's not like black, you know, it's not really dark, it balances me out. So it's grounding. Remember, it's all about understanding how to use colors. And so darker colors are grounding, and especially browns and blacks tend to be very grounding. Browns, blacks, reds, and then the silver is more focused on the higher realm. And like I said, it just creates balance for me. It's that yin yang energy that I get from a black moonstone, whether that's what they say in a book or not. That's the energy that I get from them, and I highly recommend for balance if that's what you're looking for. I also recommend garnierite. It is getting harder and harder to find garnierite with the blue flash. This is my absolute favorite one that I have. This one is a very large sphere. Now, if I got really detailed about it, my most favorite pieces are those that have a mix of blue flash and silver flash, which are all the batches that I have had in the past, and I don't have any more for sale, sorry. Garnierite's really soft, so if you're needing to create balance with emotions but also feel love and compassion, as is very common for today, that is the word of the day, greens are really connected to the heart chakra. So, and again, I'm not looking at something or reading something. I couldn't tell you what specifically garnierite is said to be connected to, but I'm telling you greens are connected to heart chakra, and that's what I base my teachings off of. Very basic, keeping it basic. Now, Is that always the case? No. Sometimes there are different colors connected to different chakras. But generally speaking, that's how I look at it. You can, however it feels for you, you go with it. Anyway, so I particularly love the ones that are mixed with the blue and silver flash. Why? Because there's multiple dynamics in that pool for me. How did I explain it one time exceptionally well, and I feel like today is not the day to explain it correctly, but I find that there's especially I connect to it quite a bit. Remember, it's the different types of mixes of energies for me. And so whenever I see like one that you can hold it one way and you see the blue undertones, and you move it a different way and you'll see the white. I love those things because of the dynamics that they bring. So blues are very much throat chakra, and I'm Taurus, and Taurus rules the throat. And so communication, honesty, all of those things are very, very important to me. And that's true. In my teaching, in counseling, all of those things, I'm very much interested in and focused on communication. I believe most of our problems in the world have rooted issues in communication. And then of course, silver flashes to me, whites, are very much in the spiritual realm and the higher stuff. So you can, I believe the mix of the silver, the whites, and the blues helped you to communicate with the spiritual part of yourself, the higher realms of consciousness. So, and then the soft greens and garnierite are very much connected to the heart. So you're grounded in love, but you're communicating effectively to the spiritual realm. There's connections in that for me that I can't quite explain fully, but I highly recommend garnierite if you are doing some deep work. And I even more recommend with the blue and a silver flash together. Those three connections, I don't know why I pointed here, those three connections for me, are very significant, especially when you're trying to do deep trauma work or really expand consciousness with significant compassion and love for yourself. Because sometimes I believe if we spend too much time up here in the crown, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but up here, when you spend too much time, you can lose yourself, and especially if you're, I connect to energies in a different way. So whenever I'm doing deep work on myself, or I'm doing a lot of journaling, I'm doing a lot of exploring in that manner, I can get lost in that emotion. I can get really intense, and I can really go down that rabbit hole and struggle to come back. So I always recommend having some kind of grounding. Maybe that's why I'm really drawn to Black Moonstone. It's also grounding for me. It keeps me rooted. The greens are really soft and help me have compassion for what I've been through, what I need. So that can go into like deep shadow work, or learning to love yourself. So not just yourself, it's like looking into the past and holding yourself. Once we get into the personal mythology, you'll understand. So it's like imagining the younger you and embracing yourself, loving her, him, whoever, they, them, and releasing that part, giving yourself what you needed in that moment, but right now in this moment, that compassion. And that's what garnierite really does for me. If you're doing that type of work, highly recommend those. Those are very important to me. I like to keep them together with some obsidian as well. I'm really just winging this whole thing right now. I think I went off on a tangent, and we're just gonna go with it because that's where I'm at today. So yeah, I really recommend that if you're doing deep work. These are really important because sometimes we can do really deep work and ignore the fact that we needed to acknowledge the pain that we have gone through to move forward. Because sometimes when you're creating, so I shared my beginning of my journey, and I'm going to go into this more detail, but when I'm saying when you're starting that journey of your spiritual journey, it's all about healing. And it really, a lot of us struggle to see a higher level of thinking and expand our conscious thinking because we're stuck in the ego self, the materialistic part of ourselves. We're stuck in pain and trauma. We can't let it go. So that's how we just like stick to this painful stuff. And you can be mad at the world, all of this stuff. I can go into this at a later date, but it starts by letting go of what we believed we deserved, what we should have had, and I know that comes off saying like, oh, you're saying I didn't deserve better. You deserved better. But there's this, how do I explain it? And I'm losing my words right now. There's this internal belief that we're taught as children about like this fairy tale life. And I believe that a lot of people are extremely broken when they find out that that's not what life is. Just like when they find out that that's not what love is. You don't get this fairy tale dream, you have to work at it. And I myself was stuck there, and I was angry at the world. I was angry at myself. I was angry at decisions I made, and just hanging on to this past stuff and the belief system that this is what I needed to fit in this box, and I didn't fit in this box. I was mad at everyone else, and I was mad at the world. I was mad because I expected everyone, if I was nice to you, you would be nice to me back, and you know, all these expectations, right? And so we'll talk about those that at a later date. But what I'm saying is we have to show compassion for letting these perfect lives, letting that belief that we have to have a perfect life go, because your perfect life can be completely perfectly flawed and still be perfect. But you have to reform what that is. Your base belief system has to change for spirituality to grow. That is part of spirituality. That's what that is. So with that said, if you want to go more into that, let me know below, and then I will. It's something that I do talk about quite a bit when I'm helping people switch their mindset. It's about changing your internal belief system. That shit happens, you know what I mean? And that's not ignoring what you deserve. I have to go into that at a different time, because I feel like I'm going to stumble onto things and barely touch on them, and it's not going to be enough, or it'll offend people. What are you saying, that I don't deserve this and that I should let it go? And we're not going to get into that today. So if you want to go into more about internal belief systems, sound off below. I do plan on getting into it, but it's along the way. Today we're going to refocus. I'm going to show you some more crystals. Again, I'm not telling you properties. You can go look it up in a book, but it's really about how these things make you feel, and kind of go from there. I've showed y'all a lot of my purple labs, quite a bit for the most part, so I'm going to show you some of my other favorite labs that I enjoy. Labs are also highly recommended. I'm really drawn to blue labs as well. Again, blue, communication, flashy, that's today's. And I also really love a flashy, rough lab part. So this, I get both worlds. Highly, highly, highly recommend. That's just my love. I got this again. I think I got this one from the Citrine Circle. I love them. Love y'all. Love y'all. But it cups right here in my hand really well. And that's what I love about this piece. And then I have this lovely, it's like a foot shape. I don't know why I like these. I'm drawn to that, even though I freaking hate feet. I think they're gross, even when they're clean. Feet are gross, okay? that's just my take on it. But again, it fits perfectly how I would want it to be in my hand. And last but not least, I don't know if they shape these, but these are awesome. This is my my potato chip lab. I've never ever seen anything like it before, and I was very happy that I actually got it. I'm scared to drop it. I don't want to break it. I've already broken 2 crystals today. Oh, there we go. So, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. With that said, that's all the crystals that I have. But again, I want to remind you that don't be afraid. Oh yeah, I do have my peach moonstone. I've showed these before. I think I only have 1 left of these, maybe. I had these before I realized that the flash in them is actually more brown, like a deeper color. So there's some of the flash, like the silver flash. The deeper color is sunstone. I don't know if you can tell. It's not gonna focus. I have an XR and it's just not been very happy with me lately. And then I have my selenite bracelet. I'm also wearing halite today. Oh my gosh, sorry y'all. So sunstone in here, balance as well. Even though it is a moonstone type of day, I find that the sunstone in here balances me. I don't know why, it just is. And again, I do recommend that you venture out into other colors like whites. I'm very much into balancing colors, my color contrast. That's just stuff that I do. Stop it! What? He's mad at me because I haven't given him more food because he's a fatty. So with that said, I highly recommend, again, finding colors that create balance for you. Don't just open a book and realize that, oh, this is what's for today. No, find what works for you and go with that. And then find balance. I went with my first instinct. I grabbed these and yeah, I'm a big fan. Now, I went out today, so I took all of that off because I can't stand things on me whenever I'm super hot. It's just not a big fan. Yeah. I also want to remind you that if you do have one yin somewhere in your home, preferably by the front door, mine's close to the front door. It's in my bedroom, but on the wall. And if you are one to create like an altar or something, I recommend flowery incense or flowers in general. They say fruit is good as well. Flowers, fruit, candles, tea even. I don't know why. So flowery tea, incense, candles, things like that are recommended to give. What's the word I'm looking for? Y'all, words are hard. Yeah, so that's it. Oh my God, I keep talking. Let's pull a Moonology card. I'm just not getting the right energy to stop shuffling. Sorry I went on a tangent. No, I'm not sorry, because this stuff we need to talk about it. Those are some things that we are going to talk about later. If you're really interested in the spiritual journey, that's not what this video is supposed to be about, so that's why I'm trying my best not to go into it significantly. But I want you to know that those are the different types of colors and energies and flashes that I would use for specific work. Now, because of the therapeutic side to me, I don't call it shadow work, even though I love Jung. Oh, I love Jungian work. There's still so much of Jung. There's always multiple layers of Jung that I just, I haven't dabbled in because of school and stuff like that. But I really love Jung. That's all I'm saying. So you can explore that more if you would like. Just not feeling this one. Haha. So this one is Have Faith in Your Dreams. It's the waxing crescent moon. God, that's beautiful. I haven't seen that one before. And I'm going to teach you how you remember which moon is first, which crescent is first, This is how I connect things. Let me know if you think in a similar way, because Jason couldn't wrap his mind around it. And this is actually wrong. Yeah. So there's waning and waxing. According to how I remembered it, this is wrong. So let me explain. In English language, right, in my mind, and I could be wrong, and maybe it's just because that's how I saw it when I was a kid. When you see the alphabet up, it's left to right, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to figure out connections that I could do to remember. I forget what those are called. I don't remember. Things that you can do to remember what they are. This is the story of my life. I remember definitions of things, but I struggle to remember the names of them. Anybody else like that? I'm totally like that. Anyway, so left to right in English. So that's how I was remembering. So left to right in English. But when it comes to moons, because the way the light shows, you can't say sun, because it might be light bouncing off the earth a certain way, but the way the light shows on the moon, it starts on the left to right. So it's the opposite. And if you're thinking A, B, C, D, F, G in order, it would be left to right. Does that make sense? Did you link that? A, B, C, D, that's in order. It's in alphabetical order, but moons are opposite. So waning comes before waxing. So it is waning this side first, and then waxing's on that side. Alphabetical in order. Yeah, so that's not right. Haha! Even flip over the card. Look, you flip over the card, look, it goes around here. Is that right? That's not right. Anyway, that's how I remembered it. So, waxing crescent moon. All right, anyway, I'm going to stop. What does this card mean? I don't know. I should have looked this up before. I have issues. Waxing crescent moon, y'all. This is how my brain works. That's full moon. Aha! Don't give up! Are they talking about this video? Maybe. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Oh, that's true. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about, and allow your higher self to download information to you about your best next step. Sounds weird. Overall, this card suggests that there's every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about, so keep the faith. Now, I drew a Gaia card today and a wild wood tarot card, and both of them are very much positive moving forward. So that must be the theme of the day, at least for me. Attuned to the moon, I am focused on what I want as today. Additional meanings for the card: just because you can't see your dreams doesn't mean they're not manifesting. Very true. That's the switch in thinking that's happened for me lately. Yeah. And then don't look back. We talked about that today. Stay focused on moving forward. So looking back to appreciate the past, to accept what's happened, it doesn't mean that it's okay. It just means you're accepting it. This is the way it is. I can't change the past. What I can do is learn from it, and I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to live in today rather than dwelling on the past, because you're missing the miracles of today if you're dwelling back there. But you have to take the deserved time to mourn that past part, the things you believed you deserved and didn't get. Again, believed, that doesn't mean you didn't deserve it. We all deserve love and all of those things. I'm saying that if the old self that we're trying to change is stuck on the fact that we deserved this, I deserved it, and you can't remotely think of something different, because something different happened to you, you're still stuck on, if I keep thinking I deserve it, then it's not real, or whatever else. But I'm telling you, the subconscious part of you, if you're constantly saying, I deserve better, I deserve better, I deserve better, I deserve better, and you're stuck on it, you can't move forward, it's because that is an innate internal belief system that you've told yourself. Yes, we all deserve kindness, love, and all of those things. You deserved it. You did deserve it. But that's not realistic to life in general. It's not realistic to believe that we're going to get everything that we deserve. That's just not realistic. And I'm a realist. It's not realistic. Shit happens. Everybody goes through problems. And I think that's the core thing. We're taught that life is, or at least we were taught, I don't know about the kids today, that we deserve this cookie cutter thing, and then when that's not what we got, we're so stuck on it. What the hell? Yes, you deserved it, but is it realistic that everybody gets what the best things that they deserve? No, it's not realistic. So it helps us to let go of these irrational belief systems that it's and realize that it's great to know and expect positive in our life, but when it's the only thing we expect and we're not prepared that shit's gonna hit the fan, we can't move beyond that. Again, I'm going into this again because it's really, really vital to expanding your consciousness and healing from trauma or childhood abuse or just childhood bullshit. Everybody has it. Every single person. And the reason why I say that is because, let's say for shits and giggles, you and I have the same exact paper cut. It's not possible, but let's say we do. I could be like, it's just a paper cut. And you could be bawling your eyes out. Oh my God, we have to amputate, I'm dying. Don't burn yourself yet. But let's say 5 years ago, the same thing happened. I could be like, I'm dying. And you're like, it's a paper cut. It's by person, it's by situation, and time in your life, period. So you cannot compare. You can't compare people's struggles, but everybody goes through their version of what was traumatic for them in that moment. And it's also how trauma develops. We'll go into that another time. With that said, spend some time to mourn that past, mourn those irrational expectations of life, and just know that it's going to work itself out. It does. And as long as you know it's going to work itself out, you know that you know that you know, then it does. I don't know, there's something about it. But if shit hits the fan, that's fine. It's still going to work itself out. There's something to learn through it. There's some reason why I haven't gotten what where I want to be. And sometimes where you want to be is not where you end up. And that's okay. Then you have to mourn that expectation. I had to mourn the fact that I let go of, I'm rambling again. I had to go through a process of letting go of my doctorate as a psychologist. I was going to do all that because that was what I learned, that the subconscious kid in me was seeking approval, and that's what I needed. And I actually cried about it it's the whole thing. If you want to know that story for another story time, sound off below. But I've been talking long enough. I want you to take today, spend some time with yourself, have compassion for the shit you've gone through, the shit that you're going through, and know that you're going to be okay and you're going to come out on the other side. Period. You're not dead, I hope. You might feel dead inside sometimes, but and I know a lot of people will call this toxic positivity, but it's really not. I feel like it's toxic if you ignore the things you're trying to stop it. Go outside. Go outside. Go. Bye. If you ignore the negative, that's toxic. But I remember when I was going through, again, this might be a story time, but I'm going to cut it off. Basically, I always believed in silver linings. There's always a silver lining, because I would grasp a hold of every possible negative. But this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And you know what? I wrecked my car, but you know what? I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. I made it out alive. My car protected me. That is not toxic if you're using it to help you focus on positives that have happened in your life, instead of seeing the negative all around you. It changes the energy that you present. It changes the way you see life. People are more prone to want to be around you. You attract those types of people as well. You know, and when you're super negative, people don't want to linger around you very much. You know what I mean? So, and you know, that's what you attract. Like attracts like, you know? So I recommend that if you're really struggling to find positive in life, look at it like that. You know what? This really fucking sucks, but I'm alive. Really fucking sucks how broke I am, or the price of gas. This really sucks. But I can start over tomorrow, but I'll find a job, but I'm gonna make it. Whatever it is, you're still acknowledging this negative bullshit. That is bullshit. But you know what? I acknowledge it, and instead I want to focus on this, because this doesn't get me anywhere. Unless you needed to process it, it doesn't get you anywhere to hang on to it. It doesn't. It really doesn't. All it does is put more shit in a backpack you carry around, and that's what you dwell on all day. Now I'm going to finish reading what the fuck I was saying, because I'm going on a tangent again. Here is my teaching side, and this is why I love teaching group. Ha! Moving on. Be patient as events unfold. Dig a little deeper to find your courage. So this is the teaching side of it. The waxing crescent moon is the second moon phase in the 8 main moon phases. So they did them backwards. Okay. But even if it's not the time of the waxing crescent moon, when you pull this card, it still suggests you need to really pursue your dreams. It's the time to put your foot down hard as you chase your goals. That is completely directed at me, but it might be directed at you too, in this moment where we're at. And I find that, again, like attracts like. And typically, people that are attracted to these videos, or me in general, are going through similar situations. I was trying to say shit and situations. Situations? Okay, y'all. This is enough. Welcome to my quirky self. Just know, have faith in your dreams. You're moving in the right direction. I've been seeing angel numbers everywhere, so if you were supposed to watch this movie, this video, you were supposed to be here. I really appreciate everyone that's here that has followed me, has continued to follow me, and will go with me through this journey thus far. I feel super inspired lately, and I'm really encouraged to continue doing these with y'all, even though I'm quirky and silly and I'm not fucking editing these videos. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate everything. The sun is ridiculous on my face. This is my life. So with that said, I know this is late in the day that I'm uploading this. If you're seeing it at the end of this day, please take the rest of the time, if you are feeling you need to, and be inspired to process some of those things. Take some notes, use them at a later date if you would like to, whatever it may be. Yeah, I really hope this benefits you in your journey. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me, and just be inspired, because I sure the fuck am. So I will talk to y'all later. I gotta go eat some food, and that's maybe why I'm a little fucking crazy. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. Okay, bye.